All right. I'm here with my Sifu guru, Master Ron Koskowski, owner of the Practical Self-Defense Training Center here in Waterbury, Connecticut. And I want to get some moments aside with you where we can go into some details on an upcoming seminar that you're going to run on the most difficult tactic concept in martial arts of empty hand versus knife. And I'm going to kind of segue into maybe a little bit of your history and what brought you to a confidence level where you feel like you can show this material. And maybe go in a little bit about where you got these skills and what systems you might be sharing on the day of the event. I'll let you jump in.
That's easy enough, okay? I've been in Filipino martial arts all my life, actually. So, basically all my life. I mean, since the 70s anyway, you know. And I started off with Kung Tao. Kung Tao has some of the best empty hand versus knife stuff I've ever seen. Actually, I feel anyway. I've also studied Pakiti Turja Kali. I've studied, of course, Inasato system for many years. I started all my Filipino martial arts back in the 70s. I started off with modern Ernest, but moved on to the Inasato system.
So you're naming some folks here: Pakiti Turja, Inasato. The Kung Tao is less known. This is where I first became your disciple student in the Kung Tao arts from the southern Philippines, and of course your master brought here to Waterbury, to the United States.
Yes.
The Kung Tao is a unique difference. Yeah. I've trained some Pakiti Turja, and I've had some time with you in Kung Tao, but could you talk a little bit about the differences?
Well, this is what I always say. They're all the same but different. That's one thing. But there's some tactics. What I'm doing is I'm blending the tactics from all the Filipino martial arts styles into one. Okay, so some things are that I feel that Kung Tao has that I feel it gets right to the point. That's Kung Tao anyway. A lot of things that I like in the Pakiti Turja that are empty hand versus knife also.
Okay.
And I feel the two together fit really well.
If I can jump in the time I've trained Pakiti Turja, it feels very good in maybe a medium-sized space where you can quickly tap and change using the hand tapping, using the hubud, and then whereas Kung Tao allows you to get in much closer. Would you say is that fair?
Yes,
the long range,
very grabby,
and then the ability to get closer. It's maybe its specialty.
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of things like Kung Tao, Inasato system, Pakiti Turja, as I mentioned, all have a lot of drills. Okay, and a lot of people are drill collectors for their school. Okay. Now this is the thing. I see a lot of drills, I see forms, I see drills, I see a lot of things, but nobody pulls it off during their fighting. That's what I see. So how do you get the reflex to do that? I see just people holding a knife in front of them and sparring with it.
No footwork.
And there's limited footwork, limited action that you actually see in the drills with the disarming and all the fancy, beautiful moves, takedowns, but yet nobody pulls it off.
Right.
What I plan on doing is showing, because my students do it, I plan on showing exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to take a drill, I'll show the drill. It's going to be a progression of drills. So this is going to be a multi-course type of setup. So it's not just one day seminar. This is going to be a multi-course that people can actually do. So you're actually learning a subsystem from me, kind of. It's almost like a system.
Sure. It's concentration on just the tactics when the knife appears.
Yes.
So there's an empty hand art in Pakiti Turja, there's an empty hand art in Panamtukin.
And I'm putting that together. So like I said, it's not going to be just the drills. Every time everybody learns a drill, they're going to learn what to do to functionalize it. Now I'm going to take the stationary, like the robbery type situations, so kidnapping or hostage situation type stuff. When they're holding you at knife point, whether it's somebody's behind you with the knife to your throat, someone got a knife to your back. There's a lot to this, so I'm going to be showing that kind of stuff also.
Some of this I've seen.
Yes,
and
yes.
It's very impressive.
Yes.
Now, back to Kung Tao for one more minute. Your first instructor that gave you the deepest vein in that art was a seasoned World War II veteran, if I understand right. Could you give us anything you're willing to share on his journey? Okay. And then your introduction to him,
yes.
You would share that?
Okay. Well, I met Joe Rossi back in 75, I think it was, right around there. And 76, 75, which is my memory's bad. But When I met this guy, he was a bit crazy, number one. And he had used Kuntao to kill in World War II. Now, he was with the Special Forces at the time of World War II. There was 200 that went out there, only 6 came back alive.
200.
A lot of people died in that, so that was something. They learned enough empty hand skill to get in there and infiltrate, and then of course radio in for the rest of the.
This is in the Philippines, in the theater
Yes,
of the Philippines.
yes, in the Philippines. Actually, the islands surrounding the Philippines, because they had to take island after island to get to the Philippines. I guess that's the way it goes. I don't know the whole tactic, but I know that's part of it. He had to use he's had to kill a lot of people to get through. So he was a little bit nuts, so you get a teacher who was the real deal like that. He made it back.
Yeah. Opened a business.
Yeah, people were afraid to ask him questions because he was so crazy.
Now, I know you're crazy, so you probably too got along.
Yeah, I had to ask questions because I love, when I saw Kuntao, I fell in love.
Yeah.
It was different. I was into Tang Sudo before that. When I saw Kuntao, it just took me over.
They're much different.
Yeah, much different. I mean, it was like, total, everything about it was to kill, basically.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, not everything because, it's an Islam style now, but it comes from Buddhist background. So it does teach you, like all martial arts are supposed to teach you, put on enough force.
You can soften the work.
Yes,
you don't have to damage
you
the
could
person
walk
permanently.
somebody out, or in a more dangerous situation, you could take him out.
One thing that I would say makes it very authentic, even is an empty hand expression, is the use of your fingers in folks' eyes and on their throat and in some of their pressure points. I mean,
Yes.
You could almost say it's a very hands-on martial art when it's deployed in that way. Of course, you could strike, but the capturing aspect and the grabbing is reminiscent of monkey style and eagle style and mantis style, and these systems where they claw at you. And I've seen some other silat in the past, and you've also journeyed in some silat systems. Would you share anything of that? Because they're like cousins, no?
Yeah, with the
systems?
Sawanda family, I've done actually Herman Sawanda, a little bit with Paul de Thors, a lot with Dan Anasanto.
Sure.
He's very big into the silat.
Yeah.
He loves silat. I can see he does.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the same as Kuntao, but they have a relationship.
They're similar but different, you might say. A lot of stuff you will see. From what I understand, silat is a different Chinese dialect, where Kuntao also comes from China. So it's just a different dialect. So you see a lot of the styles. They look very similar. Some of the silat I see is kind of flowery, but it represents some movements that people just don't know what they are. That's
when
what it
the
is.
knife is in your hand,
Yes.
they're incredible attacking systems.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the movements you might use to attack, you can use to defend.
Yes.
Let's talk one more minute, and I want you to demonstrate some of this on me.
Okay.
But their systems, Pakita Terja is a system, Guru Dan Santo's methodology is a system. You've got your system that you've put together, but you're culturally distinct in each of the versions you want to give, and then this course is, would you say, an attempt to bridge all of these systems?
Yes.
And get
yes.
right to the point?
Because I could, yeah.
Sorry,
pun intended. But the thing is, it's I find obviously the way I teach martial arts, where one martial art is missing a piece, another martial art has something to fill that void.
Sure.
So I feel this way I'm putting this together, there's no gaps at all, and I personally feel this is going to be good. I got to straighten it out now that, like you said at the beginning, knife versus empty hand is the most dangerous situation you could be in.
It's nightmare.
It's
You
a
should
literal
leave.
nightmare.
You should
Every
leave if you
teacher
can.
that I ever worked with said the same thing, is get out of there or get an equalizer.
Okay.
So what I teach, is it 100% foolproof? It's a knife. We got to face that. You might get killed. You might get cut. You could potentially get killed. I mean, a beginner.
You should leave if you could.
Yes.
If you could. And
I
if you
feel
can-
very confident if it came down to it, of course. But I've been doing this for a long time, so that's why I feel comfortable. We practice this a lot in class.
Yeah.
Empty hand versus knife, and we literally try to get in on each other.
Sure.
We even take the Sharkey knives that I sell on the TFW website. Those, I take them and put lipstick on. We try to cut to see if we're successful.
People are painted.
Yeah, sometimes people are painted. We got a few good students that do well with it.
I've seen this in some channels you follow. You'll see jiu-jitsu folks that want to militarize their work, and they'll let two guys wrestling and they'll bring a knife into the exchange.
Yes.
And it's messy, usually, their expression
Yes.
of it, is that the knife makes jiu-jitsu folks very uncomfortable.
Yes.
You might be wrestling and you didn't even know the man had a folder, and next thing you know, that's out in the middle of your jiu-jitsu in a multi-man scenario.
If you're doing a sport-oriented martial art, that's not self-defense. When you're sparring, kicking, punching each other, or grappling each other, that's not self-defense. It's the opening to it, and then you got to know what to do once you get in.
Sure.
And of course, vice versa with jiu-jitsu, say for example.
Right.
So this course is actually good for, say, point fighters, for the MMA people, for jiu-jitsu people. This course is going to be very good for that. Hey, my son's a pro MMA fighter, a champion grappler, and he wants to know what to do with this
Sure.
stuff. He's going to be
Because
at
in
the
real
seminar,
life, you go to the store, you go to your car,
I
someone
know.
wants your car or more.
Yeah.
And if you could leave, you should leave. That's the underline.
Yes, of course.
You have an acronym that you built together for the expression of the word edge, E-D-G-E, and this is engage. Go ahead.
Okay. Engage, disorient, grab or grapple,
Okay.
and
Or escape.
escape. Yeah. Well, please, I almost forgot. Okay.
That's why,
escape,
because I'm
yes.
remembering, but I don't know.
Yes,
So,
yes. So that-
engage,
yes.
disorient,
Yes.
grapple,
or grab
or escape.
and escape.
Okay.
That's the idea, because this course can get you to your equalizer. Like I teach police something when somebody comes in to slash you with a knife, redirect it, get out of there, and how to draw your gun right away. That's that's a smart thing to do.
So in the upcoming seminar, it'll be the first series of lessons and the first introduction to the methodology.
Yes.
It sounds like too much material for one class. You know it's too much for one.
Yeah.
I read your document. It's a comprehensive
There's
course.
got to be 10 courses.
So you're
there,
expecting
at
those
least.
series.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
I plan on doing this every month.
Okay.
I'll probably book a seminar every month here, actually, and people will be able to do it online also.
Okay.
So we got
Just turn
hooked
on
up
the
with-
Patreon?
Yeah, Patreon, and we go from there.
Okay.
We'll
put the link for that here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll have the link. I'll put it in the write-up of this video, and this way people can see the link, where to get that, and where to pay for it, and where to be directed from the websites. I think it's from both, right? TFW and
You can get into it from
PSTTC?
everywhere, and then
Yes,
we have
okay,
a Patreon link we'll serve.
Yeah.
So June 23rd, Sunday, begin at 10:30.
yeah.
Bring your training knife. If you don't have them, you'll have some available through your weapons business.
Yes.
Traditionalfilipinoweapons.com.
Yes.
You can get some in anticipation. If you see this video, you want to buy one, maybe message them or something, and you can bring it the day of.
Yeah,
save on
yeah.
shipping.
Everybody, if you don't have training knives, you'll be able to get it off the TFW
Sure,
website,
sure.
traditionalfilipinoweapons.com. We have plenty of training knives on
Now,
there.
I'm used to working in the Kali arts with a larger blade, like a bolo or machete, or some of these mid-size 20 to 18, 24 inches.
Yeah.
That seems just as challenging, but because you can see it, there's a different methodology. This little trainer that you have, like a little 3
Yeah,
or
this
4
is
inch
legal
folder,
size.
That is the
Yeah.
this
And
makes me
you don't
have
get cut.
nightmares.
Yeah.
It moves as fast as a person could box.
Yes.
I mean, what a
However,
difficult
training
thing.
with the Bowie knife, the training Bowie knife develops attributes for something like
Right,
this,
right.
because that's a big knife. However, street people might be carrying big blades like that too, so you got
can
to
avoid
practice
the big one.
Empty hand or knife versus knife, whatever you're going to do. Empty hand versus knife. You got to also do it against a small knife and also do it against a big knife.
Amazing,
A big
amazing.
knife is, for all these disarms that everybody pulls off. It's not that easy, especially a small knife. It's little. So these little, movements to strip it and all that stuff could get you cut.
Sure.
Like I said, you might get cut anyway. You get cut, don't get killed, is what my teacher used to say. Every teacher I talked to, they always said, get an equalizer and
Sure,
get out of there.
sure.
So
Pick up a chair.
I know.
Get your car, hit them in your car.
Yes, which I'm going to be teaching stuff like that at the seminar.
common sense,
I'm going to teach, you could spit and distract a person. People don't realize that. People don't even think of that in fighting. I do,
Disorient. Right?
Yeah,
If you got
disorient.
coins in your pocket.
That's part of
put
it,
coins.
yes.
We don't want to give too much away of your tactics, but This is amazing. I want to leave on maybe this last point that you were saying before. A lot of schools, a lot of channels are teaching the material, but they're just teaching these drills. These drills are beautiful looking, and they're fluid, and they're so dynamic, and they look so exciting. But you were saying before that they all appear kind of hollow. Like they never bridge the distance, they never close it down, they never finish the movement.
Each drill is for one range all the time. Like the way we learn it in Paquita-Turgi, you go from long range to medium range to close range. That's done through drilling and in and out. Okay. And you got to be able to get in and out of those drills. That's like, break in, break out. That's the thing. So
look at me, I know a few things.
Yeah.
Well, I want to let you do a demonstration, so we'll segment from this where you can rip me to pieces. I'd like to see just a couple of movements. Don't give it all away, but something to match this conversation.
Okay, maybe a nice slash or a stab or
do you
something.
Want to pause it and then restart it? Okay. Okay, so we're back. Now I've asked him to cut me to pieces, but I'm the one with the knife. I started with it. This little folder is just a training thing. It's not sharp, so we're quite safe. But we did talk about maybe what I might start with. So a simple thing like I want to really rush it and come into his stomach. I'm going to go slow motion, and then maybe we'll do this a few times, and I can build up.
Okay.
To keep me safe. I appreciate it.
One thing I do teach, and one thing in Kuntal that we do, whether we're doing any kind of street move, like, whether somebody's grabbing you by the throat or rear forearm choke or something, we do a preventive first. So the first thing we would do, if I saw you reaching for something, you don't let anybody reach for something. They're reaching for something, look ahead, knee. You know what I mean? And now you take that knife.
You see, that's my foot pin.
Yes, that's common.
This is
very
good
common.
now.
Yes, yes.
It's something special.
So that's what you would do first. As soon as I'm here, you could crush the throat right there. I like the headbutt, I like to knee, and then of course you're going to do something here, whatever it is, and if he has the knife in his hand, you just take it. Look how simple that disarm was,
So I didn't even get my thing out of the pocket.
Yes.
Or maybe this has a little clip to it. Maybe I had just gone, you saw me deploy.
Yes, right here.
And
yes.
I'm pinned.
Yes, and the habit of stepping on the foot is a good thing.
I noticed the first thing your first technique of real pain beyond the foot thing is that you grapple my throat.
Yes, this time I finger jabbed before I grabbed. I didn't feel the grab this time, and then I come in with the headbutt, and I usually follow up with a knee.
That's
then
very
you grab.
beautiful. The whole time you're on a pressure point down here doing something. So, all right, let's just say I survived it. I drew back, and I want you bad, and I'm coming
in here. Look, here, look. And then I can return to sender.
I didn't see it. I mean, because I just kind of started.
Yes, I'm just parried. So you got these circular motions here.
I would love to be here on you, though.
Yeah, that's fine too.
I'm a peace-loving man, but if I needed to have somebody,
it's the same thing. Look, and then I just grab by the eyeball. We incidentally call this an eyeball throw. Obviously, I'm not going to grab the eyeball. Okay, and now it goes down. This follows,
Incredible.
And notice my knee was on him too. That actually will be, really stomping that, so there's a good chance he's not going to be alive after this.
This is a very dangerous thing you see a lot.
Yes, yes.
So
and notice the movement here, see, that's the movement of Kuntal right there. See, basic
What's beautiful is because you're changing on a cycle, at the top line of the opposite weapon.
I know.
If I come again, your other hand, look at this hand.
Yes, I grabbed the hair also.
And
yes. I mean, look, it's on the way down. See, so when I take you down, that follows with it.
So, walking speed, so I survive it.
Okay, here, I grab right here, and there I am.
Amazing.
So you grab with your hand now. You stop it with your hand here. You're going to stop it, right? Oh, now I go in, see?
With follow-ups.
Yep.
So a little more fluid.
Yep. And then, you could also break his neck right there, but why do that when you got the knife, right?
Okay.
Yep.
So to just go in maybe one other scenario, what about maybe like, I'm going to go slow, but like I did an overhand jab to your neck or something, or
Okay,
overhand to your
it's
eyes.
basically the same thing. See what I'm doing right here? No, when you went low, notice when you went
well, I
low,
was
go
trying to
low,
go high,
go
but-
low first. Okay, what you did before. I went like
yes,
that.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
drop
now
in here.
when you come in high, it's gonna be the same thing. But see what I did here? Hit. You know, now, ooh, I caught. See, I mean, I could, be a nice guy and walk you out, right?
I can comment. My fingerprints are all over the knife.
I know.
never-
You committed suicide.
So slowing down time, pummeled it, headbutt.
Yeah.
Now you
Me, if
got
I cut this way, sometimes I could do an Elvis song, Return to Sender there.
back here on the foot.
Yes, and back on the foot too.
I'm like,
Yes.
wherever you send me,
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
And if I go like that, see how if I don't get off the foot, look what happens to your ankle.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little walking speed.
Okay, here, it's like that. So when I come in, this is the headbutt, always. You always follow up, sometimes with more, because you gotta have pain and leverage compliance together.
This little
You know.
series feels, to me, as a student of yours,
Yes.
like a Kuntao expression.
Yes.
What, could you share maybe a Kali or Pakita Tertia expression? I'm gonna go
Okay.
slow timing so I don't die.
Okay, so
Like if I was a
what happens if I
slow-
come in like this and see this is Pakiti Tertia now? See how I come in and see I can still headbutt there, but I did a little do my drive there.
I'm staying still because if my mouth was open when that happened, I was
I know.
like, yeah.
Yes.
I would have bit my tongue off.
Yes.
Slowing down time.
if I come
Well, I
in.
noticed with the Kuntao is you did the forearm control
Yes.
as a touch point. I
Yeah,
like to
so
look
so
at
with Pakiti Tertia, what's his name does? He always hits Joe Leo guy. He always whacks you in the face when
So
he
I
does this. So
figured
if
about
I
that.
come into the throat right there, see what's going on? I can come in here, and then I can maybe drag down into a position where I take total control here. See what's going on? I can kneel on that, obviously, but it hurts like hell. See, and I can make you drop the knife.
just the grip you're making.
Yes.
You want to drop it.
Yes.
Like you're catching this so
Yes.
nice. So, Pakita Tertia expression still feels similar, but has some distinctive differences.
Exactly. Come in, see, get all these hits in. This is what actually gets you where you want to go. See how I got the total control here. See what's going on? This is part of what you're going to learn. The thing
Those are
is,
just two possibilities.
yes,
There
this
might be 10 from the low and
Yeah.
20 from the top.
what people are going to like about this course, there's not like, you don't have technique 1, A, B, C, technique 2, A, B, C. The style repeats itself throughout the system.
Yeah.
The scenarios are what make it different. So it's going to be a very vast system. However, if people take the time to learn this, they practice the drills, they practice the little intricacies of cutting in and trying to pull off the various different techniques, and you actually do the sparring and you put in the hours. I'm actually going to certify people that are interested in getting this course and a certificate into this course also. So
You mentioned pressure. Well, I got another minute with the camera, and we can clip this as we need to. But if I come in low a few times and you just kind of like do your thing.
okay, yep. I come in and do the same thing. See how it repeats itself? So I just come in.
Can you see okay?
Pakiti Tertia, again, look, okay?
Oh.
Break the arm,
Just a few times for the folks at home.
So if I come in here, look, here, I can come in this way, and then dump it in.
Martial arts might want to see some options. So I like to see variety.
Here.
Oh.
And I can also be a nice guy and walk you out here. Or I grab by the eyeball and do this.
That's the end of it.
I don't know if that's a nice guy, but yeah, kind of.
You
You were gonna kill me.
And then the top.
Yep, same thing. Here, And then, like I said, if I wanted to, I step back. Look at that. See, that's gonna be good pain compliance. So look what I got here. If you wanted to go towards colleague, maybe more this way, see?
Okay. Cultural differences.
Yes, subtle
You're
differences.
very, very angulated.
Yeah.
And as soon as I reach into your space, I no longer have control of my limb. Like my instinct doing some
Yes.
Kali would be maybe to leave and try
Yes.
to be more fluid against this, but you crowded me.
Yes.
And you pinned my foot.
That's the thing too.
This is the grapple of the
Yeah.
edge.
like a lot of times people might stop and then leave.
Yes.
You don't want to do that. Like knife fighting, they come in and they go like this instead
Okay.
of staying in. I knife fight. I want to get in and then take the knife and do what I got to do. See? So I don't want to do anything, you know, really stupid. This is here, like I said. If you wanted to cut, you can come in here. You know, so that's kind of combining.
So
The
you-
systems. See how they fit together.
You could rip it from me, but it seems in some of these expressions that it's more valuable to keep it in my hand.
Yeah, well, say if I came in and I went like this and I disarm, you still got that punch. See, so
Yes.
you got to do a lot of pain first.
Okay.
So if I do something like this and I headbutt, I come in, I step on the foot, headbutt again, hit the groin, right? Now I could disarm if I want to.
Sure.
You
But
know?
for that structure, might as well return to sender.
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
That's my favorite. So I like to, to return to sender.
I don't want to give away too much. This is really valuable. I can't
Yes.
thank you enough for sharing it with me. I mean, I can't wait
Thank
till
you.
the day of.
All right.
It is going to be live streamed. It's going to be live streamed, and then we're going to record it. Set the first episode for session of hopefully at least 10 in a series
Yes.
on Patreon. We'll put that link.
It
in the
may
video.
be more, I don't know. It's hard to guess because every time I do a seminar and I write out things for a seminar, what I find is I wrote out more than I'm actually teaching because I got to make sure everybody has it,
Sure.
including, so we're doing it online on Patreon, and we're also doing a seminar here on the 23rd, June 23rd for this one.
Sure.
And,
in person.
in person.
It'll be live streamed, and then we'll have the recording after.
Yes. And, I don't like certifying people without seeing what they do. If you live in another country, you can send me videos of what you're doing. That's one thing. You could come see me if you can, if you could fly out, wherever you're from. So anybody in the world can learn this, what I'm going to be teaching. This is going to be quite vast. You're going to like it.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
And thank you.
Okay.
All right.